a lot has happened. It's 3 weeks later after I first went to this guy's flat in London. Well, we matched on a social media dating site, and then we started talking for a week, and then we met each other for the first time, and he didn't really seem to care or matter about me being trans at all. He didn't at all ask any kind of questions to me about being trans, which I thought was incredibly suspicious, because typically people do in this situation, and it's just something that I expect. I found it a bit weird that he didn't ask questions, but I just thought that was him, to be fair. I didn't think much of it. I just thought that maybe he's been with trans people before. I haven't actually asked him if he has or if he hasn't. I'm not sure if he has, to be honest, based on certain things which I won't get into. What happened the first week was that I went to his place Saturday and Sunday, stayed there overnight, and I believe I spent around £50-60 on the train tickets, and that was it basically. I genuinely thought that it was really good, really fun. He seemed so nice and so genuine. I genuinely thought it was so much fun the first weekend, that we mainly stayed in his flat and we was talking, laughing, joking, watching TV. He cooked me food because that's the type of thing that he did for a job, or has done as a job before, so he knows how to cook, and I do not. There's a lot of different foods that I haven't eaten that I always wanted to try. I think we had salmon and risotto. I have tried risotto before but never liked it, and I've never had salmon, and I've always wanted to try that, and I did, and I really liked it. And he actually changed my opinion on risotto. I will only have the food from someone who knows how to cook it, because the times I've had it before, the person or people have not had any clue of how to cook food properly, so I presume that's why I've never liked it. There was something else we had. I think it was steak with mushrooms on the next day. Do not like mushrooms at all, but I tried them the way he does it, and I did not like them. I really like the steak. I don't think I've ever had that before. That was really nice. And then the next week we saw each other again, and then that was Saturday, Sunday and Monday, because I got an open return ticket, so I could go back whenever, realistically. But just looking back on things now, I sort of should have seen things happen the way that they did happen. Like, I genuinely feel like everything was completely and utterly rushed, and I didn't take the time to slow it down and process it, because even now I think we are still complete strangers. I don't know him completely, and I feel like he doesn't know me completely either, which is why I think this is a bit strange as well, because I don't understand how someone can make such a decision so quickly. When we first matched, it was a Saturday. He sent a message saying, "Hi, how are you?" and then a second message saying, "I can come to Reading today if you would like me to." Those two messages were the first two messages between us. I hadn't seen those messages until the next day. I think there was a few messages afterwards, but I can't remember if there was or wasn't now. It was just like, who would want to see someone without knowing them or without talking to them? To me, it's just like, you would have to talk to someone on messages for probably at least a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then meet someone. That's roughly the time frame of how I would want to do things. But the next week we saw each other. The second week we more or less did the same thing, but we went out on walks around parks where they live in London, me trying to understand how things work in that part of London and in London in general, because I have no idea. It's still a place that I still feel uneasy in and not really safe in at all, which makes no sense why I started talking to someone when their profile said that they lived in London. There's things that I'm not saying in this video because I don't want to, but it's just like, I just don't think you can make a decision so instantly and so quick. But from my perspective, the first time we saw each other, the second time we saw each other, it all went perfectly fine. Nothing at all bad happened to either of us. We should still be getting to know each other, because there is a lot about them that I don't know. there's a lot about me that they don't know. The second time I met them, on the Monday I got home about 3 p.m. or something like that, and then at about 8 p.m. we did another video call, and practically every day for 2 weeks we were doing video calls because that's what they like to do. I do not do video calls in any way because I just don't like them. For many reasons. One of them is the sound of my voice, the way I talk, and just the fact that I'm a bit socially awkward, especially with people that I don't know and didn't know existed. I did it and really think it did help with me getting to know them and them getting to know me, so it realistically wasn't a bad thing, and I feel better and more comfortable with doing video calls, so it's not like I didn't get anything out of it basically. But yeah, I got back on the Monday about 3 p.m. and then by 8 p.m. we did a video call, and they was like, there's something I need to say, and I was like, oh god, They said, we're not going to get into a relationship with each other, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like, there was nothing bad that happened between us on both of the times we saw each other. So what makes you think that we're not going to get together? No matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, I think 2 weeks is far too short of a time to make a permanent decision basically. And to me it just came out of nowhere. Completely came out of nowhere, and there's no justification for it at all. I didn't do anything wrong. I acted and behaved like I normally do. I asked them, why do you not want to be with me? And they sort of didn't answer and didn't want to answer, and then it just sort of clicked in my head. It's because I'm trans, isn't it? And that's what I said to them, and I could genuinely tell you that the look on their face completely and utterly agreed with it, and I could just tell from their face before they even spoke or said anything, and they was like, yeah it is. And I was like, well, thanks for that. You've just wasted 2 weeks of my time. I've probably spent £120 in 2 weeks on one individual person who's still, even then and even now, a complete genuine stranger, and I feel like such a fool for doing that. And it's just like, what do they expect me to do? I can't stop being trans. I didn't voluntarily choose to be like this. I didn't choose to be trans in any way, shape or form. I was just completely and utterly born like it, in the same way they were completely and utterly born as a cisgender man. But I just can't believe that I spent so much effort and time in someone that doesn't want to have any interest in me or any kind of genuine relationship with me, just because of the way I was born and just because of the fact that I'm trans. I can't help being trans in any way. Being with a trans person isn't the end of the day. It's who the person is as an individual person. I'm just trying to find someone to be with in a relationship because that is genuinely what I want. This is just completely and utterly set me back quite a lot. That's it for now, and that's the situation.